Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to In the Press Box with Calhoun's head football coach, Coach Clay Stevenson. This In the Press Box is being brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club. Coach Clay, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Great to be here. It's crazy. It's week 7. We're on the 7th game.
Yeah.
It's flown by. So looking forward to getting homecoming stuff, festivities out of the way. Distractions. I won't call them distractions, but out of the way so we can kick off tomorrow night.
We couldn't have picked a better week for weather.
Oh, it's been nice. The morning practices have been, you see me here it's been hoodie weather. And
yeah, he's in a hoodie, folks.
By the afternoon, it's been perfect, and looks Friday night. It's going to be a spectacular weather day.
We are hosting Northwest Whitfield. There are 5 teams in this region vying for 4 playoff spots, Northwest Whitfield being one of them. We've had Gilmer, Northwest Whitfield, and somebody else beat each other so far early in the season. You can give more insight into this than I can remember. Interesting game, to say the least.
Yeah, it is. Heritage, Gilmer, and Northwest have all beat each other, so they all have one loss. And if you really just look at it on paper, us and Adair's haven't lost. One of those 3 teams has to pretty much get a win against either us or Adairsville to guarantee themselves a playoff spot. Because if not, they may all finish in a 3-way tie, and one of them will be 5th. So given if they take care of business with the other team, so I've been telling the kids that every week for the next 3 weeks are huge games, not only for us, but really big games for those guys as well, because they've already got a loss. So we know we're going to get everybody's best these next 3 weeks, and we got to make sure that we're matching their excitement and intensity in the game. So got a really good week of practice so far. It's homecoming is always a tough week. You don't know how they're going to respond because there's a lot going on.
Yes, there is.
And we try to let them do their thing and do all the festivities, because they're only in high school once. But we've our main theme this week has been to focus, have fun with everything, but make sure we're focused when we step out there on the practice field or in the meeting room, and then obviously on Friday night. So we've had a good week's execution, so looking forward to getting out there.
Before we keep in that vein, I'm going to throw one monkey in the wrench. We're still in, when the playoffs start, the 3A to 1A, and somebody could finish 5th in the region and make the playoffs.
Yeah, they could, but they're not guaranteed. So
exactly,
that's the
monkey in the wrench.
Yeah, so don't really know how all the ranking system's going to play out. They update it every Monday, but we just need to take care of business every Friday and see what happens.
Well, let's get back to taking care of business. Yellow Jackets coming off a nice victory this past week. The pound and shoot offense rushed the ball 29 times for 165 yards. We completed 14 of 23 passes for 204 yards. We only punted once, and geez, Carlos, you only got a 49-yarder on that one. We had no turnovers, and defense took away 2 turnovers, so we won the turnover battle. Nice game.
Yeah, it was. We were able to run the football offensively, and in some spread sets, something we've been working on, and that opened up the passing game. And like you said, didn't have any turnovers, a 50-yard, 49-yard punt, and got 2 turnovers on defense and eliminated their big play. Now, the first drive was probably their best one. They got maybe a couple of first downs, and then after that it was pretty much a dominating performance till really late.
Yeah, and a running clock the entire second half. Isaiah Knowles, our freshman, just carried the ball 10 times for only 71 yards. That's 7 per carry. That's pretty nice. We had several guys contributing to the rushing offense, and when you got 165 yards, you're going to have. We had lots of guys carrying the ball 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, getting 10, 20, 33, 30 yards. So that was nice.
Yeah, it was. When we look at, we've pretty much had the same team goals, offense and defense goals for the last, 10, 12, 15 years. But you don't get to give a whole lot of stars, meaning, no sacks or how many ever explosive runs, explosive pass plays, this and that. So, and defensively and offensively, the last, this year especially, it's maybe 1 or 2 stars per game. This week, I think the offense got 7, the defense had 6. So
Wow.
it was nice to be able to get back to giving them a sticker for some goals that we met on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they did really well. Let's see. Trace Hawkins was 6 for 9 passing, 108 yards. Crossland was 8 for 14, 96 yards. Receiving, man, number 3, Justin Beasley, 6 catches, 101 yards. He breaks the century mark in receptions.
Yeah, he did. Had a really good night. Had one big play and just a lot of good solid catch and runs.
Yeah, when the ball gets to his hands, I mean, you just start holding your breath. If you're the opposing coach and a secondary coach, you hold your breath because you don't know if this guy's going to go clear across the field and score, or if he's just going to plant his foot and get down the field and be gone.
Yeah, he's a really good route runner to be able to get space and get open. So he's playing really well. I think we had 8 guys catch a football and 8 people run a ball. So that's a lot of guys getting in the action, and then flip it over to the defense and being able to play so many plays or players. The stats per individual for a player weren't that great. You didn't get too many opportunities to make tackles, but the ones that we did make, we had a lot of them behind the line.
I had Sager Quinn for 3 tackles for a loss. These are just my stats from during the game, and I'll bring you up to date, folks, pregame on the official stats. There was one I couldn't figure out who the tackle for a loss was because I think we tackled 5 guys.
Yeah.
5 guys were doing the tackling. Pass breakup by number 76 for the Yellow Jackets, Jackson Williams. He had a PBU, pass breakup.
Yeah, it's good when you have a defensive lineman that are breaking up passes. But Jackson plays extremely hard. All of those guys are doing really well on the defensive side. And
with all this offensive outburst, Coach Tommy Atha, the offensive line coach and offensive coordinator, Atha's animals, man, they were making nice holes.
They did. They actually got we gave the offensive player of the week to the whole offensive line. They didn't play perfect, but they played. They're getting better, and we had had a lot of holes and room to run.
A little hectic when you're going in at halftime. When you go in at halftime, did you know going in that you were going to have a running clock, or wait till they come out?
No, but we were using our timeouts there late. It was 28-0, but we're trying to get it 35.
Yes,
because 35, the opposing coach has the option to run the clock or not. So we were hoping it was. The less time you play, just it's the less chance of injury, and just you want to get the game over when it's out of hand like that. So they chose the running clock, and then it's kind of hectic. Getting who do we not want to see? Because everybody plays offense and defense. So obviously Isaiah, who's our starting running back, is our backup free safety, but I told him he was out, and the same thing when we flipped it around. So just trying to figure out with the coaches who's going to be in, who's going to be out for that second half, and then go out and just keep executing the best we can.
And it's fun.
Yes,
the main thing it's fun, and we got out of there early. That was really, really good. We came out of the game fairly injury free.
Yeah, I think we did. That was a knock on wood. I think we.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, maybe had a couple of bumps and bruises, but other than that, I think we were pretty healthy.
Exactly. All right, Northwest comes to town. It is homecoming night for the Yellow Jackets. This team has some good players. They offensively, about 32 points a game is what they score. Defensively, they're giving up 10 to 11. And Coach Josh Robinson, who's been there for a couple decades, is really happy with the way his defense has improved. But once again, we're going to face a junior veteran quarterback, Mr. Knuckles, and he is accounted for 16 TDs, 3 of them rushing, and he's thrown, I think, for 1,200 yards so far.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. Very good with his legs. He's faster than what I guess we thought. We played him in the scrimmage, but the quarterbacks aren't live. So I was telling our guys that we can't really look at that too much because he couldn't use his full arsenal, I guess. But he's a good quarterback, does a good job, like I said, with his feet, extending plays. And then, they do a good job of taking some shots and hitting some downfield passes. So we've got to stop him for sure, and then everything else, kind of will come after that.
And they have a running back that's rushed for almost 500 yards. He's at yard shy of 500 on the season. So obviously they're able to run the ball too. a pretty well-rounded team. And I'm sure Coach Robinson has mentioned many times this week, we've scrimmaged these guys for years and years, but it doesn't mean anything. We got a real game. This is an opportunity for you to go out and show the Calhoun fans what kind of Bruins football team this is.
Yeah, it is. It's totally different than, a scrimmage. You just kind of run about 5 or 6 plays each, and just trying to get some guys some film on tape to see what we can improve on. But now 7 games in, there's a lot of film to watch and a lot more game planning to do. So interested to see what they do differently than what they've shown in the past, and then us as well. So got a lot of respect for Coach Robinson. Obviously, he's one of the top guys, I feel like, in the Northwest Georgia area, and he's doing a really good job. They've got 1 loss, and they're going to come in here excited and ready to go.
Yeah. Size-wise, how do we match up with them?
Yeah, we're a little bit bigger than their region-wise. I think they're similar to everybody in the region, but not quite what we've been playing.
Yes.
They've got some really tough, hard-nosed linebackers and defensive linemen, a couple of offensive linemen that are the same way. So size-wise, we should match up a little bit bigger than them, but they've got some real tough, hard-nosed, great, high school football players.
Yeah, they're obviously, folks. I mean, they're coming with a 6-1 record. They know what they're doing, and they put up points and they play. Like I said, Coach Robinson has made it a point of emphasis the last couple of years to get that defense beefed back up, and they seem to be playing a lot better defense as this season rolls by. Yellow Jackets, as you said, good week of practice.
It's been probably the best one we've had the whole year. Starting on Monday, Monday sometimes are a little bit tough, but we came out focused and ready to go. And we've, think about, to get better, you got to just keep stacking good practices on top of good practices. And so that's been the message all week, or really all year. And this week, I've really seen us improve from Monday to Thursday. So hopefully we can, physically we're ready. Just hopefully we can stay focused for the next, we got the parade this afternoon. So hopefully we can stay focused and locked in and ready to go at 7:30 tomorrow.
You're around this team for many weeks, months, and sometimes I'm not talking about you, but sometimes a person can get jaded at what they're seeing. And if you're seeing improvement in practice from Monday through Thursday, then there obviously is something good happening, and that has to have you and the coaching staff pleased.
Yeah, and at this point, it's we're a totally different football team than we were a couple months ago. So it's just been fun to watch the maturity in guys that have stepped into roles they had never had before. That's not just starters. The whole team has a role, and everybody's kind of figured out their role and is accepting it, and that just creates good chemistry and good atmosphere, and then obviously getting to get a lot of kids in the game last week helps too. So I think that kind of probably had something to do with the way we practice. So hopefully we can keep like I said, keep stacking good practices on top of good practices, and show up on Friday night and go execute and have fun.
It's going to be a beautiful night, a beautiful evening to watch a game and to play in a game for the players at Phil Reeves Stadium on Howland Field. It is homecoming night, and obviously the goal of the Calhoun Yellow Jacket football team is to have our queen cry tears of joy after she is selected as the queen. Also, we will be selecting a king, and we'll have all those activities for you at halftime. Any final comments before I let you get back to your duties?
No, excited. Homecomings are they're a fun game.
Yes.
A lot of people come back that hadn't come maybe all year. So hopefully we can. I've told the kids that. Hopefully we can go out and start early and execute and play a good game.
Yeah, you just want to put on a good show, whether it's a 1-point victory or a 100-point victory. Just put on a good show.
We take the 100-point.
We'll take the 100-point victory every week. Well, once again, congratulations on last week's victory, and good luck and good health to the team this Friday.
Appreciate it, Dave.
You've been listening to In the Press Box with Coach Clay Stevenson, brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club.